Hey everybody, I thought I'd show you something that I found fairly interesting. I'm on my Ubuntu laptop, and we had a tree come down in the neighborhood, and it was a pretty big one, and it was across the road, and they did take care of it pretty quickly. But there was a tornado in the area. Didn't really come that close to us. But anyway, I was like, well, I wonder, how I decided to look into how many tornadoes are going on, and I was pretty impressed to see that on this NOAA site, um, under the Storm Prediction Center, you can actually go. They provide all the historical data um, for tornadoes, hail, and wind, and all this. And so I thought it was neat to mess around with it a little bit. And I was going to show you what you can do with it, especially in Linux here, and how easy it is to work. So basically, let's see. Let me show you this. Make a folder here. I'm going to wget that. So I'm going to grab the file. It's only a meg and a half, but it has all the data from 1950 on to into 2018. So pretty cool. So let me download that here, unzip it. So it's a CSV file, a comma separated value file. So let me here's the last 10 lines of it, and you can see like each tornado basically has a number associated with it. There's a year, the state. The 11th field is the severity. So here's the header for that file. So year, and the magnitude, which is the 11th field, is something that I'm kind of interested in. So like if I'm going to look at severe storms, it would be like what, magnitude 3, 4, and 5. So if you don't really know what the format of the file is, they provide a link here for you. So it's pretty cool. Number 2 is the year, and number 11 is the F size. And so the EF scale, their F scale, they do say that a -9 means there's just not enough data, or it's unknown, so it's not really a quantifiable tornado. So we'll just keep that in mind as we work with this. So one thing that Unix can do really well is work with text data. And so I'm going to use this command called awk, and you can tell it what type of field separator is. So like for commas here, I'm going to stipulate that in between each set of column, it's separated by a comma. And also, let's say I'm going to get rid of the first row, the header row. So, and also, what is cool is this awk command. You can just only show which fields you want. So that's the second field, which is a year, and the 11th field, which is the magnitude. So let's just run that. Okay, so that's all the data here, like 65,000 or whatever tornadoes through like 2018. And so that there's a line for each tornado and the how strong it was basically. So also what you can do is you can just pipe this to sort. So that's sorted, and you can see we have some -9. So there was what, about 10 or so tornadoes they weren't really able to quantify last year. And you can also run it through a command called unique, and this is what I thought was so cool. So you could provide counts, this -c, so count the number of unique rows of like severity 3 tornadoes in 2018. So there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or whatever. So if you run that, there was 9 F3 tornadoes in 2018. So that's pretty cool. And it did it for all the different years. So I'm going to just output that to a file. I'm going to call it number, year, magnitude, right? Okay. So this is also what I thought was really neat. I hadn't really messed with LibreOffice too much, but it's kind of like Microsoft's product, but it's like a free one, open source. Um, I guess. And anyway, I was so surprised how easy it was to work with and graph data and do pivot tables and stuff. So I was going to just show you that because I just thought it was really neat. So let me just open that file that I created. So there's the file I created, number, year, magnitude. It's just a text file, right? And I'm gonna open it. Okay, so it already knows that it's fixed width. It's like got it already in the columns there. So I'm gonna import that. And I think I'm gonna add the rows back above here. So this is the number, this is the year, and this is the magnitude. And let's just run that into a pivot table. So tools, let's see, no, data, pivot table, create. There we go. Let's see. So for the row, I think I want year by year in the rows. Let's do the magnitude as the columns. And we can do some of the numbers. That doesn't really matter. We don't need that, but we can throw it in there. Okay, so this is really neat. So we have, it's really organized, easy to read. Got all our years here on the left and the magnitude of the tornadoes here at the top. So let's say we don't really care about the -9. That's really not a great like a valid statistic or data. So let's eliminate that. And I'm not really interested in the weak tornadoes. So let's just do, oh, F size 3, 4, and 5 and hide the rest. So let's go ahead and create a chart off of that. And let's make it a line chart. All right, that looks good. And call it severe tornadoes in the U.S. by year and magnitude. So we'll have the year along the bottom, number of tornadoes, and that should be good. Okay, cool. So let's move it here where we can see it a little better, make it bigger. So that was pretty easy to plot. And what's pretty slick, I thought, was you can actually just, if you wanted to include more data back in there that I already hid, you can actually just include, let's say I wanted to see the severity, the F2 type tornadoes. So now we have F2, 3, 4, and 5. That is, so easy to do. I was surprised. Anyway, also, if you want to change the graphs a little bit, you can go back to chart type and you can say, you can change some of the properties of these, stepped, straight, whatever. But adding trend lines too, that was pretty easy. I thought it was interesting. So just you could select whichever magnitude of tornadoes per year and just boom, add the trend line. So super easy. It was neat to see NOAA having that data available for the public to see, and just the ease of using Unix and this LibreOffice to create a graph. I mean, I thought it'd be great for kids, my kids doing their reports or whatever. So something like this, I think would be really handy and nice way to visualize the data and kind of do a little investigative work yourself. So anyway, hopefully you found it interesting, and if you like this sort of thing, let me know. I maybe could come up with something else, but it's just kind of fun to do. So, all right, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Bye.